I'm Bob Harrington, and I have had the privilege of being the CEO at North Star Community Credit Union for the past 8 years. North Star was originally chartered in 1940 right here in Maddock, North Dakota as Benson County Cooperative Credit Union, primarily for the purpose of serving the agricultural community. The rumor has it that there was a small group of farmers and a cooler full of beer at our first organizational meeting. Since then, we have grown both organically and through merger, and we currently serve the majority of northeastern and north central North Dakota with 12 retail locations spread out from Cavalier in the east to Minot in the west. There's huge benefits to banking with a credit union. You know, the primary difference between a bank and a credit union is really the ownership. Credit unions are a member-owned financial cooperative, so every member of the credit union has an equal share and an equal vote. We're also able, because we're a member-owned cooperative, we do have a federal income tax exemption, which allows us to return profits to our members. And we do that primarily through higher dividends on their deposit accounts and lower loan rates on a daily basis. We have just over 22,000 member owners at this time. Our field of membership, our common bond, is actually geography, so it's pretty much rural North Dakota and concentrated in the north central and northeastern portion of that. You know, our first branch obviously was here in Maddock. Our first merger, second branch, was in Rugby, North Dakota. And those two locations are still to this day our largest locations, and those are both primarily focused on agriculture. Some of our other markets, specifically over in Minot, are more consumer-based, serving, car loans, home loans, things like that. We do ag everywhere because it's part of our DNA, it's part of what makes us tick, but those first two locations are really the heart of it. You know, our story of supporting ag goes back to the 80s, and I've worked here right at 8 years, and in my first 2 weeks as the CEO of North Star, I had 2 former board members come in because they wanted to make sure that I knew the story of the 80s, and I knew during the farm crisis that the board of North Star was meeting weekly, sometimes twice a week, to discuss the things that they could do to keep family farms in the family during a time where some financial institutions weren't or couldn't. North Star's been supporting farm rescue in one way or another for, I think, over a decade. Several years ago, we did look really hard, and I think we have increased our sponsorship and our ability as we've grown. The reason we do it is because Farm Rescue does such an amazing job filling a need and helping out in the ag communities in a way that we can't. Our vision is to focus on our members and our communities, and we work really hard to do what we can for the ag communities, for the ag producers. But when it comes time to deploy seeding equipment or harvest equipment or baling equipment, we can't do that. And that's the benefit we really see for our members, our communities, and the overall agriculture industry as an organization like Farm Rescue can and does, and has done it very well for many years, and we're very, very fortunate to be able to be a part of that. The most humbling moment was the first banquet that I attended, and hearing testimonies from the producers that you guys had helped was powerful. And these are people that they don't want to get up in front of a room of 5 people and talk, and here they are at your banquet telling their story, telling about the emotions that they had seeing Farm Rescue come in and help them plant a crop, harvest a crop. That was the point where I knew that North Star would, as long as they were able, support your organization. We've had several instances where it's actually our members, and many more where it was in the communities that we serve, where they come in and they lend a hand to someone who doesn't necessarily know what to do, whether it's illness, all kinds of tragedies where someone just can't quite get their crop in or get their crop off or bale their hay. Farm Rescue makes it so simple for people that don't like to ask for help to get help. And I think that's the very powerful thing. The amazing thing is that it's not only rewarding for the people that are getting help, but all your volunteers seem to have a bounce in their step. They tell their story, and they're just as moved and feel just as rewarded sometimes as the people that you came in to serve. We really view it as a partnership, and whether it's you asking us to be involved or us coming to you with ideas of ways that we can just deepen that relationship and as a result help more people. We're always looking for those opportunities. We are very proud to have the only Farm Rescue branded debit card in the state, and every one of those debit cards results in a donation to Farm Rescue every time somebody opens up one of those. Very, very thankful for your guys' organization, for the efforts that you put in every year to make a powerful impact.